And it's a map that Flax has done remarkably well on before. So you got to be a bit worried for Infused, but they played this map hundreds of times. They played it against against Fnatic a lot of the time. They know exactly what they got to do here. It'll be interesting to see the approach from both teams. Infused starting over on the Russian side. They will get the A flag straight off the bat. They will get the hill overlooking C if they choose to take it. They might not get the flag, but they will have a position to jump off to it easy. MYM, on the other hand, they'll get the B flag off the bat and they will get C, but C will be a risky one to hold as they will not have control of the hill that overlooks the flag.
Indeed, that is the case. So, yeah, like we were saying, Infused has taken on Fnatic and given them quite a bit of a shock when it came to this particular map. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, a three-man push coming in from members of Infused. And it looks like they're going to run into the Waffy. Oh, God, Waffy shut down almost immediately. And now we're looking at Infused Enkel. And you can see Enkel taking a few grenade fire. And, oh, taking an even worse grenade fire as Enkel does the high explosive splits that he won't recover from anytime soon. And now you can see Pesty getting in. And now that's one of my favourite spots is where you actually capture that point from, which is where Pesty's located right now. Is you have this little area here behind the column where you can basically defend yourself from both directions and from fire from above and still remain on the burn. So that's a pretty important point to actually be in. So now let's find out what's going on as you're looking at Infused in red and we are looking at MYM in blue. Now this is interesting. Look at this. It looks like MYM are actually shut out in the snow right now because they've got a and a B hold, and it looks like, there we go, it looks like Pesty was shut down very badly on that A point, or on the B point I should say, and now this is an opportunity for MYM to start rolling in to that point as nades come out. Safe catches an impact nade, and the battle is really going down at the B point. The A point is being defended by Revo, and Pesty taking a little bit of fire as nades go out, and it looks like that B point is being captured. But Pesty's about to have a very bad day as he runs into one of the enemy. But while that was occurring, CG Matt tried to stop the push onto C coming in from Infused, but they were not successful. And Infused Tom now, and it looks like a possible attack onto the A point coming in from MYM, and this is a four-man push coming in. Oh, this is brutality as Waffy goes in and absolutely air conditions. That was Enkel and Pesty on that A point. Now, for those of you who are not aware, A is one of the most important points, I would say, and it's an absolute bugger to get into once the enemy is in there. Trying to dig them out like a very determined tick. It's very nasty. And now the B point is in the process of returning to Infused, Dogbert.
But Infused got off to a great start. They got the B, they got the A. They basically got everything they would want, and they, more importantly, had the lead. Hadouken trying to get a double kill, get it to double kill. Flax is the only guy left. He makes a run for it, and then he picks up one kill. Almost makes it a second. Hadouken has to take a duck out of that one as quick as possible. But that bleed is staying for Infused, and that's what they need right now.
Oh, wow. Flax with a kill onto Hadoukens. Hadoukens was pretty much trying to push into that point. And that's the kind of thing that we're talking about A, is why it's such a very important point, but such a difficult one to actually get. And now you can see Infused coming under massive amounts of fire from MYM as they're now pushing out. And they're trying to do to Infused what Infused did to them previously, which was get the A and the B hold and essentially shut out Infused out in the snow. So that's essentially what they're going to be working for. But Infused Pesty has taken down one of the members of MYM. And now, as you can see here, it looks like the A point is completely undefended. And this will be an opportunity for Pesty and his teammate to get in. Now, where Pesty is at the moment, one of the most important defensive areas. Now, some people move up, some people stay by that particular area. Oh, look at that, a push coming in, and Infused having to back off because that is a four-man push coming into the A point right now at the same time as a single-man push in towards the C point. This could be a very dangerous situation for them, Dogbert.
Yeah, it gives them a chance to make a move on B. They need to hold down as many players as they can at the safe flag. But right now it looks like Infused are kind of unsure on what they want to do here. They don't have A or B. They must know that A was overrun by a substantial amount of players. But they just stayed out at C and no one moved at all. And they have maybe lost that opportunity to take a free flag here. And now they're going to have a firefight against a well-dug-in MYM team.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the fact that the A point is so easy to dig in. You have that, you can see that defensive line that MYM have got in there now. So you've got Waffy over here by this point here. So I can show you that pretty much you're going to have a single guy there. You're going to have another guy here, and you'll have another guy here. So essentially what he does is he covers that doorway. You have another guy who covers towards the metal detectors. And also he can then look down that large corridor behind the defensive area of this particular desk. And also then look down from the rear as well. So you're going to have CG Matt. He can then cover anybody who comes in, anyone who comes in from metal, and anyone who comes in from the back as well. That's why this A point is such an absolute git to attack, Dogbert.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to put it. MYM, even though they're a bit behind here, they do have the more important flags of A and B, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a spawn if they choose to take it going out into C or near B. Infused, though, slowly capturing that B flag, and they still have Tom sitting out at C, so this ain't too bad for them, but they need to clear up this B flag really quick, because more and more spawns and more players are moving in.
Yeah, now we're seeing Flax starting to move out, and he's chucking over nades over towards the C point, so he's going to look to try and deal with that C point, and you can see that Tom is now knows where he's coming from, and he's going in for a potential kill, and he takes down Flax, and Tom is in a very, very nasty little position. Look at that. So Tom has got himself in a very, very good dug-in position. He's got visibility of anybody coming in towards that point. He's got support from the concrete around him and the rocks and everything associated with that. So Tom in a great position to actually defend that C point. So the ownership of the C point hasn't really changed in any kind of serious way. It's always been the A point and the B point. Now it looks like Safe is going to start trying to go up there and challenge any attacks coming in as Revo gets taken down by Safe, and you can see him now starting to move out and try and see if he can contest that point. But the problem is Tom knows he's there and drills him. Oh, that was just nasty. Long distance scarred kill from Tom, taking down Safe as he tried to push in towards that C point. And that's going to make them hesitate, as is exactly what's happened. But what I don't understand is that Infused are at the A point and then don't seem to be actually taking the A point right now. Whether or not they're on the bleed, but the trouble is now they're going to start getting attacked from the rear. And that's pretty much the last place you want to get attacked from, Dogbert.
Yeah, Ducky-chan caught Hadouken moving into the A flag, got some kills, made Infused believe they were being attacked from the metal detectors. Then spawns came in behind A, and then it all went wrong. And that's just a moment of hesitation, and how important a quick kill like that from Ducky-chan was. And that might now push MYM ahead in this game for the first time in a while with this AB hold. And right now, Infused is stuck outside.
Yeah, and you can see now as we're watching Encore, as he's trying to push in towards one of the inner points, and you can see him taking down Ducky-chan, and he's trying to push in towards that B point. But they're going up against the likes of CG Matt and also Waffy. So this is where it's going to get dangerous for them, as there we go, a kill onto Revo. And now these guys are cycling around, as you've got CG Matt also working together to try and hold that B point against a push. And unfortunately for him, Hadouken seems to be the only person left standing. And he's got to take it carefully. There we go, runs out. Oh, and catches a grenade almost between the teeth. And another good kill into Matt as well. So Hadouken's doing really, really well. And in the process of literally holding that point single man. And now it looks like that point will change to the ownership of Infused. And Tom, I have to say, is doing a fantastic job. Look at his score, Dogbert. He's 13-1. He's acting as a spawn point. Holy crap, this is going to be nasty for Tom. Yep, that's exactly what it was. 3 men went after him. Caster's curse,
man. You put a camera on someone, you say they're doing well, they die.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. I do apologise, man. But look at this now. Revo, it looks like 2 members of MYM taken down, and there's the 3rd one taken down by Revo. So a great moment there, and it looks like they've actually managed to secure that point. But because they've got nobody back as far as B, you can see a spawn coming in from MYM, and CG Matt and Ducky-chan taken down very quickly. Engel's about to come into a run in with somebody there. Let's see what that was. That's, of course, Flax. He's going to be sniffing around looking for an opportunity to get a more important kill. But it looks like Safe is going up against a member of the enemy team. Oh, that's unfortunate. As you can see, in comes Tom going in for that kill. He is unsuccessful. And now we can see what's going on as MYM Waffy is starting to move out against Revo and gets one-shotted there. but now this is an opportunity for Enkel to move in on CG Matt and of course Safe. So CG Matt moves out towards the lab, looking for an opportunity to get shot at, which is exactly what happens. And now this is a push in from Enkel. So Enkel moves over to one of the defensive positions, pops in those nades off the side of the doorway, exactly as you would expect them to be, and is checking all the important corners, because now you're going to see a push coming in from MYM, Dogbert.
Yeah, and finally, Infused seem to just be stamping their authority all over that C flag. They've never really had that much trouble with it. Enkel doing what he can, eventually getting a two-man kill over A. This might be critical. Eventually gets taken down by Matt, but Matt is going to have to make a run for it here. And he gets down as well. And there you go. C and A go over to Infused. They keep the bleed. Once again, MYM stacking up outside of C. But Tom has just been controlling this flag from the get-go. But he hits a three-man push. Can he do it? Takes out Ducky Chan, but eventually goes down. Revo's coming in now. He eventually goes down as well. And there you go. C is going to go over to MYM, unless Enkel can do something about it, but I think Infused are going to go for B instead. Yeah,
it's looking that way as Waffy sneaking around managed to get shot in the back. Ducky Chan also being finished off very quickly, and Matt now moving in towards that point. He knows he's about to run into someone, runs into Tom, drills him very quickly, shoots him in the side of the chest, and there we go, another one coming in. And it looks like that B point is actually going to be taken. I think that's the first time that the C point has actually moved over to the ownership of MYM. And now Pesty, having killed Safe, can move together with Revo out towards the C point, take that back, but the A point is being contested by Flax, and he's looking to get it, and literally for a few seconds there's a domination cap as far as MYM are concerned. That's going to bring those tickets down pretty quickly, but it may not be quick enough. We'll have to wait and see as Tom's taking some fire as he's moving in towards the A point, Dogbert.
Yeah, MYM here holding this AB, and this seems to be a one for them, but they've done quite well. They know that C hasn't really been their flag this game. It seems to be staying over for Infused quite a lot, but their A and B hold is brilliant, and there's another kill from Safe onto Revo, but the floodgates have been opened as Ducky-chan goes down, so they're going to have to rush back and hold this A flag. But it looks like Tom, at any point, can just run in there, and this A flag battle is going to be the critical moment in this matchup.
Yeah, we're watching through the eyes as Tom manages to get a kill onto one of the members of, and that's Flax and Ducky Chan both shut down, but Safe now looking for an opportunity to get in there and get some damage done. He's got to be careful. He might be waiting for an all-important spawn. We'll have to wait and see, but he has to back off as he comes under fire from the likes of Revo. So Revo's going to be looking for an opportunity to see if he can get that all-important pick, and that's Revo versus Safe, and you can see Safe being taken out. And now this is an opportunity for them to try and hold that point, but as you can see, Enkel, in a interesting position, is now going up against multiple members of MYM, and he's going to come a little bit of a cropper as he's having some problems there. As you can see, pistol fire comes out, Matt gets killed, but unfortunately Matt was essentially used as the bait to draw out Enkel, and Flax was able to finish him off, Dogbert.
Yeah, and this is now looking good right now. Enkel is spawned in, but they're going to have trouble. Eventually they take down Waffy, and this is going to give them a chance to put some pressure on this A flag, and hopefully from their point of view, get this A-B hold going. But right now, from Infused's point of view, they're attacking everywhere. They're attacking A, they're attacking C, and they already have B, and if this goes their way, it's risky, but they could get a full dom cap here.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but oh, look at that. Waffy managing to hold on to the A point, and that was a really important moment as Flax is now pretty much up there in the snow getting his rocks off, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him as he is unable to stop the push, the three-man push coming in from Infused. They are now taking that point back, and immediately you see Infused moving over, or sorry, you see MYM moving over towards the B point to try and contest that, and Waffy is sitting in my favourite spot on this particular map, popping out the nades, bouncing them off the ceiling. For those of you who are not aware of that, very important skill to learn is the ability to bounce nades off those important places. And you can see Infused down to the last 10 tickets here, and this is going to be a difficult situation for them. They're going to have to try and turn it around, but as you can see, they've still got that bleed onto MYM, and MYM are going in pretty hardcore on towards this B point, so it's looking like a very knotty situation for the members of Infused, and they're down to about 8 tickets. It's 29-8, and now the bleed is against them again, so they've got that B point, but they're continuing to push it pretty hard, Dogbert.
Yeah, this is their chance here, though. They need to get revives when they can, but But from MYM's point of view, they know that they just need one good push and a bleed and they win. But right now, from Infused, they just need to keep this bleed going. Every ticket counts for the next round. And if they can keep this going, they'll maybe, oh, that's a big kill. Tom goes down eventually, succeeding that C flag over to MYM, and I don't think there's much Infused can do right now. But 19 tickets ain't too bad. No one from MYM should spawn in. If they do, it will be a big mistake. But yeah, strong lead, but not a massive one. 19 tickets could have been a lot worse. Infused steeled themselves at the end there, but just look at that Waffy, 23 for 13. And he got a lot of critical kills, but Revo as well and Tom all putting in across the board, and Flax, of course, getting at least 20 kills. That's what he does these days.
Yeah, one thing, I mean, that was a very, very important thing that Tom was doing. I mean, the thing is, he got so many great kills there, but literally he hardly had to move for the entire match. Really, all he was doing was essentially sitting in place and trying to deny any pushes into the C point, which is what he seemed to do quite effectively for a large majority of that map. And so as a result of that, I think he's, if anything, probably very largely responsible that they're only 19 tickets adrift with a move into the next round.
Yeah, and 19 tickets ain't too bad. You get a good strong start and it really doesn't matter. But Infused started a lot stronger on that map. They got the initial bleed, and from then on out, MYM slowly but surely imposed their game upon them, and could have come away with 30 tickets lead, but eventually got taken down to 19. That's not so bad, but it all comes down to this round, Chad. The winner here will win the £100.
Indeed they will. Indeed they will. So obviously, Infused had the first map as going in as the upper bracket winners, and the second map was won by MYM, as you guys are probably already aware. And this obviously is the third map. So with 19 tickets ahead, I want to see Infused kick some major bottom. And like you're saying, it's going to be interesting, because the trouble is now Infused are not going to have that hill to hold unless they can get in, get an A and a B hold, and then start to get up onto that little hill overlooking the C point, or maybe get into a position where Tom was previously. We'll have to wait and see what happens, as nobody's spawned in yet, so it might be that we're not actually underway yet.
Oh, they said not live, so yeah, in a little bit.
See, isn't it great? Isn't it great to actually know that they're not live?
Oh yeah, I mean, GG on the implementation. Implementation?
Implementation, yes.
Implementation.
That was as close as you were going to get, mate.
Yeah, pretty much. Of chat into a game. Congratulations on something which, let's be brutally honest, is obviously not in any other spec mode in the entire of esports. It's a rarity to be able to read chat as a spec, and GG on being able to realise that it might be necessary at some point for the specs to be able to read chat, and more importantly, talk back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this wave of sarcasm was brought to you by Dignity Stockbird.
I'm sorry, dear. I'm not used to how I don't like having to be psychic and working out when we're live or not.
I know, it's entertaining. I mean, actually, as maps go, I actually quite like this map. Oh dear, I quite enjoy this one. As somebody just, Pesty's just brought out the very, very nasty flipping USAS. So he's basically hurling his USAS all over the place. So yeah, I actually quite enjoy this map. I find this to be quite enjoyable, and I think I've learned quite a lot of this map from the amount of plays that we've seen on it, and where to go, and the important defensive points. I mean, literally, if I go into A, I'm always the first person behind that damn counter in the infirmary. Just literally in there, looking at the point towards A, looking down towards this corridor that we're looking at in the camera at the moment. And obviously, it depends on whether or not the wall's been taken down. So you learn so much just from watching these teams. You absolutely learn so much from watching these teams, and the way that like when you and I play together, is that I might charge in and get a few kills, but you always are on the outskirts sniffing around looking for an opportunity to get in behind people, which is, like you're saying, it's that kind of game sense. It's that sort of aspect where you can not necessarily monopolize, but you can exploit the fact that they won't be looking behind them all the time.
Yeah, that lone wolf mentality is something, as a battlefield infantry player back in the past, in the dark days of BF2, it's just something that gets ingrained in your head. And we are going to go live, and that's it. 19 tickets is the magic number for MYM. This is 1-1 right now. Obviously, Infused knocked MYM down. The EMS champions, they were knocked down to the loser bracket by Infused, the best UK team right now, and they're going to go head-to-head on this final round in Locker, MYM leading by only 19 tickets.
Yes, indeed, and Pesty taken down already. Hadouken also running into a little bit of a problem relating to high explosive shenanigans, and now we're seeing as it looks like Hadouken's trying to bring his teammate back up as well. Oh my god, it's a grenade party! As you can see, a massive push by Waffy coming charging in and finishing off the guys in the prison area. So, A and a B hold by MYM, kind of as you would expect. So we're going to have Flack sniffing around. We're going to have Enkel in Tom's spot, no doubt. And Flack sniffing around looking for an opportunity. But Waffy also checking those spots. Now Waffy's looking for it. Waffy's looking for it, and Waffy gets shut down. So poor old Waffy has been finished off while he was looking up for those little sneaky areas where Tom is. And also Flax has been killed as well. So Enkel doing a good job of defending the C point. And look at that massive push by Infused in towards the A point. Now they're going to have an A and a C hold. And that's the bleed that they want right off from the start. The question is, how many people are they going to actually have defending it? It looks like they're actually moving out, not actually defending it too close in, and actually putting people into certain key defensive areas.
Good read by Infused. I thought they were a bit open on A, but they read the aggression onto C correctly. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop it. But now Infused, Pesty going out into C instead of what he should have done really is go for that B flag, but we know where everyone is. They don't, and it pays off as they wipe out the two defenders of Flax and Matt, and that flag is going back over to Infused, and Waffy tried to save it, but he gets taken down, and it's just Hadouken left at A. He needs to do something crazy here. He's a 3-on-1 on the only man on this flag. I don't know if he'll get respawns in. He does. He gets the first kill. They get the second, but he needs revives. Look at how many MYM are coming in here. This is really dangerous for Infused right now.
It is, and you can see they've hit the lights as well. So Waffy appears to be the last man standing at that point, and Flax also then moving in as well. Now, you can see in it comes the spawn as Enkel is starting to sniff around from the outside. You've obviously got Tom in the Tom spot, the Tom perch, I think we can call that, the Infused perch. So you can see, obviously, as now he's Pesty taking some fire, and it looks like they're moving into the main prison complex, try and take that down. But oh my goodness, look at that. Complete shutdown by MYM of Infused as they try to move in towards the B point. That means that essentially Infused are still out in the snow, and this is a dangerous situation for them.
And they got to do something quick, because they keep putting themselves in the position they don't need to. They overcommitted to that C flag. They might have got it, but they lost everything else. They need to pressure that A and B a lot more. And instead of getting stuck out here at C, because it's not paying off for them at all. There's a big spawn now. Here's a chance to rectify the situation. Pesty spawns in. Hadouken spawns in. Waffy's the only defender. He's going to go down. There's a 3-man spawn now at B. Safe is the only guy who can do anything. And Infused are going to be able to take this B flag, but they're still hanging outside the flag. They need to do something quickly because this bleed is hurting them. And it's hurting them a lot. Look at it right now. 169 to 144. And they're only just getting into the zone to cap.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that we see MYM not doing. Is literally as soon as they know that they've killed enough people in, they literally dive headfirst at that flag to try and get onto the burn as quickly as possible. So Pesty is going to run into a bit of trouble, as you can see, bullet-related injuries going in from Waffy, and it looks like Waffy is trying to pressure the Infused perch, and Tom looks to have caught a grenade, and now you can see Infused Enkel moving in and working together with Pesty to hold that A point. And you can see, obviously, Infused now working on the B point at the same time. Now, let's see what's going to happen, because it's going to be whether or not they decide to push Hardcore at B or Hardcore A. It's going to be an interesting situation, as Waffy being taken down by Hadouken, and more nades going in from Hadouken, and finally getting finished off. But you can see CG Matt also working together, as, oh, look what's going on there. As you can see, massive amounts of fire coming in, and this is just absolutely brutal right now. And the problem is they're losing tickets that they really can't afford around this B point. And I'm wondering if it may be that they're actually in danger of sacrificing any kind of chance that they've got. If they don't hold the C point and maybe hold the A point and just hold their defense there, do you think they're in a chance of possibly losing this one, Dogbert?
This game is far from over. Infused just need to tighten up their defences a bit here. That's a two-man from Enkel already. Ducky Chan's the last guy in, but he eventually gets finished off by Revo. That's going to be the A and the C flag. Holding for Infused. There's the revive on Enkel, just to make all his work paying off in the end. But here you go. This is what Infused need. This game is nowhere near done, and the lead might be for MYM, and MYM are down a man. Someone's crashed out, and I think it might actually be Matt. So,
oh no.
If it's going to go anyway now, it definitely for Infused, and yeah, I would not be very happy in the MYM camp, but they can use this time to just overwhelm, and that's what they're going for here. They can still get the bleed even 4v5 because they are managing, because Infused are defending the A flag and the C. They can't be everywhere at once, and because MYM were down a guy, they just overran that C flag so quick.
Matt's back. He's back in the server now, but he's unfortunately taking some bullets. And now you can see a B push being done by the members of Infused. They're only going up against Flax. Obviously not ideal for them. But now, look at Tom's location. Tom's in a very interesting location, and essentially is just trying to hold up MYM. But look at this, a four-man push coming in from MYM in towards the A point. They want this point, seriously. Enkel waiting for an opportunity to try and take out the enemy, and they've got to be careful here because this is where it's going to be a nade party. And you can see Tom also trying to defend. There we go, running into another member of MYM, and you can see Enkel literally trying to defend, going to bring his teammate back up as quickly as possible. But out comes a pistol. Oh, and he kills Waffy with a 93R silenced. Oh, Waffy's going to be pissed. So now you can see Enkel managing to do a fantastic job together with Pesty and Tom of defending that point. But you can see here Infused now under the pressure of a five-man defense at the B point, Dogbert. And the question is you can see then that they're continuing to push up. I don't understand why they're pushing up and leaving the A point undefended, Dogbert.
It's because they need to get the bleed shard, and that's their problem here. I mean, Pesty's the only guy back at A. The spawns for Infused are all over that C flag, but like you said, that A flag is wide open right now, and MYM are pushing it. Infused doing what they can. They need the C A hold. They know that, but the problem is, if you're not in the area at A, it's very hard to go in because there's so many angles to be worried about, and you can just see MYM all over all the corners, all the angles, all the entrances, and this is where it can get nasty. Infused need to possibly rely on their brute force at A here, or go for a random spawn.
Yeah, as you can see, Pesty being taken down with some nice bounce nades coming in from him there. Hadouken's looking for an opportunity, moving in together with Tom. There we go, Tom getting an important kill. And there we go, being finished off as well. But there's a three-man defense coming in all of a sudden here by MYM. And these guys are literally defending with everything they can, chucking nades out all over the place. It's a literal nade party right now. It is literally a conga line of men and nades following in, and the A point is being defended pretty seriously by MYM. And the trouble is, these are tickets that really Infused cannot afford to lose. Even though it's only 19 tickets difference, they want to be ahead really at this point in the match.
Yeah, they definitely need to, but you can see Infused are paying so much into the C flag, which is fine, but they're just getting overrun at others, and you can just see MYM. They're just going around in a big blob here and just overwhelming Infused all the time. Now, it might not work all the time. Sometimes Infused might get a 1v3 like we seen a minute ago with Enkel, but it's not happening all the time, and consistency is key in Battlefield, and it is working in MYM's favour right now.
Indeed, yeah, a nice kill there going into CG Matt as Hadouken's going to try and bring his teammate back up and quickly, and you can see them about to trade a little bit of fire with another member of MYM, so Safe moving in as well, and CG Matt basically taking it very carefully. His nades come out and literally bounce right in front of CG Matt. He gets finished off as well, so Safe is around that area, but you've also got two men who are trying to defend or at least push that point, but you've obviously got Flax in there, And that's not really the kind of guy that you want to go up against when you're trying to push into a point. So you've got Ducky Chan and Flax. Oh god, that's like the worst possible combo, as Revo unfortunately proving the point there and getting shot in the face by Flax. But now this is an opportunity for them to outflank as Flax gets shut down, Revo gets finished off, and Enkel also then gets finished off by Ducky Chan bringing up Flax as well. So you can see there that the defense being done by the members of MYM is actually proving to be pretty effective. And it looks like, obviously, now this is going to be a problem because Ducky Chan has moved into the infused perch area, and it now means that they're in a position of control over the C point. And unless you see the members of Infused push pretty hard onto B, it's going to be all over for them.
Yeah, the cut-off point of 19 tickets is slowly but surely getting closer and closer, and that two-man push of Enkel and Pesty just got shut down at B. And now MYM are looking really strong, just holding this C and B. An unorthodox hold that's paying off very well. And they know as soon as Infused put any pressure onto any of these flags, they will just bum rush the undefended one. And just look at them, overwhelming C once again. There's the random spawn though, Enkel out near B, and that is probably going to lead to a B capture, but it's all down to how MYM want to respond to this, because they could just overwhelm A.
Yeah, that's a term I haven't heard for a long time, bum rush. Fantastic term. So now you're seeing, it looks like Infused Pesty is in the process of bringing his teammate back up, and they're going to be trying to defend that point. As you can see, two members of MYM got shut down, and now unfortunately Hadouken is going to run into a little bit of a problem. There's Flax, and it looks like Pesty also being finished off. Tom goes in, and Flax getting 2 kills onto multiple members of Infused, and this is a dangerous situation for Hadouken. Can he get in and get his man? But his man has moved away. He brings in Tom back with the res as well, and now you can see here, oh my goodness, Revo killing multiple members of MYM and is now in a position to start pressuring that B point as we follow Hadouken as he stops off for a quick pee, and he's now in the process. You can see Flax basically staying on the bleed, or at least staying in that area so that he can actually be used as a spawn point, going up against the likes of Revo, who's upstairs. But now Flax can actually rotate round, possibly push in and come in from the rear. We'll have to wait and see, but look at that difference in tickets at the moment. Infused have the bleed against MYM, but it may not be enough. Like you say, there's only 19 tickets of difference, so they've only got about 21 or 22 to play around with at the moment, and the bleed is still with Infused against MYM, and MYM are going to look to turn this around as quickly as possible. And look at that spawn at B, Doctor.
Yeah, that spawn is critical, and you can see the Infused are already going for the C flag, so this ain't too bad. But if they could have held on a little bit longer at B, that would have been important. Now it's going to be Tom versus Ducky Chan and Waffy, and that spawns can't come quick enough for Revo. He needs reinforcements of that A flag. This is going to be the most important battle here, and if A or C switch over at this point, I don't see how Infused can do anything.
Yeah, this is a critical battle here as far as Infused are concerned. Out go the nades. The nade party is continuing quite substantially, and you can see Flax also moving up as well. He's going to try and get safe back up and running. Ducky Chan is sniffing around the area. He's checking the C point just in case you're going to have somebody sneaking in, and that would be Mr. Hadouken's. He's going to be looking, and essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to sandwich the members of MYM in that little area. And you can see then that Tom has actually managed to kill one member of MYM and is moving out, and they could be getting a domination cap here at the last moments. That's immediately broken up the attention of MYM, and now you can see Revo in the process of trying to defend this A point. And he looks like he's doing it solo, and he takes down Waffy, and he's continuing to work very closely there, as you've now got Matt also looking for an opportunity to get in. And look at that domination cap only for a few seconds, Dog, but that's a massive moment there as far as Infused are concerned.
Enkel just got a critical kill on Flax over at C. He's by himself now. He gets 2. If he can make it 3, and he's the last guy, but the reinforcements are coming in at C. This is huge. That is a 2-man kill on Flax and Ducky Chan by Hadouken. The UK powerhouse of Enkel and Hadouken getting the kills there. But it all comes down to B now. Look at these tickets dropping away. Infused might do the impossible here and beat the European EMS champions. And there you go, C and B. It all comes down to these spawns. But Revo is still at that A flag, tying down defenders. And this is coming right down to the wire, Chad. Infused right from behind and now on point to win.
This is insane. This is absolutely insanity. But this is the kind of thing that you want to see from Infused as MYM safe gets taken down. Hadouken moving in to support Revo. They're going to change the ownership of that flag. And you can see that MYM are out in the cold. They've taken down Enkel. But now you can see the tickets literally starting to disappear. 30 tickets to 8 right now. And now you can see it looks like MYM coming in. Literally guns blazing. Oh, nades flying all over the place. Massive amounts of nades. Oh, there's so many nades coming in. Literally, they've shipped them in a 40-ton Arctic. Yeah, that's how many nades are being thrown right now by Infused. But now you can see, oh, there goes Tom with a very important kill and a couple of nice important shots coming in, and a pistol comes out as well, and it's 28-3, and literally with what appears to have been a turnaround as far as Infused are concerned. And yeah, there we go. That's it. Holy crap, Dogbert.
There you go. It is the UK's best team, and Infused have just beaten the EMS Season 1 champions. They might have been playing with Matt, who is the ringer, but takes nothing away from Infused. They did a great job. And Enkel, what a day it's been for him. First time with the Infused lineup, and he has been on fire. That guy from the games against Fnatic today and in his other matchups and against MYM, he proved he can hang with some of the best in Europe, and put him together with the rest of the guys, Hadouken, Tom, Revo and Pesty. Man, they're a force to be reckoned with.
Well, not only that, but when you think about Enkel, you know, such a smart head on such young shoulders, that's a good sign for things to come. But yeah, all we can say is, you know, that's not to take away from the likes of Flax, who was playing absolutely phenomenally well today. Absolutely fantastic to watch. And obviously, like I said, right towards the end, what do you think turned it around as far as Infused were concerned? I think it was that domination cap that kind of maybe threw MYM off a little bit, that they got a domination cap in the last sort of 3 to 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, the Dom cap definitely helps, and they held it for a while, and then there was just some really smart plays. I mean, oh God, Infused had gone from playing kind of an aggressive style, just hitting the heads against MYM's defense for a while, but then all of a sudden they kind of split push properly, not trying to get the kills, but trying to hold the flag, not letting it go over too easy, and just tying down defenders from MYM, and slowly but surely pushed ahead, and eventually won it from behind. And wow, what a way to do it! And brilliant play from both teams. But it will be Infused winning £100, almost at 1,000, but no, they would be lucky. £100, and yeah, wow, well played for them.
Yeah, fantastic, and a sign of good things to come, I have to say, in the next season of EMS. It will be interesting to see if you know, they make it with the big boys again, because obviously they've proven that they can take on the likes of MYM, and it's going to be very interesting to see this team continue to progress. Indeed,
and obviously the predominantly UK team gets the win, and yeah, I'm very impressed, especially for Infused. They beat them twice, not just once. They knocked them into the lower bracket in the first place on Zaphod. Sorry, not Zaphod, Gorman Railway. They did lose on Zaphod quite badly, but they came back on Locker, and they got away with a win there, a really good one.
Indeed they did. Indeed they did. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for this evening, for the Battlefield 4 Open, powered by Razer, and thanks to ESL UK, and obviously everyone who was doing the admin, and of course, thank you for the teams for getting involved, thank you for some fantastic games, and thank you, of course, for the viewers for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you again soon for more Battlefield 4 in the very near future. Take care.